Okay, so you landed an interview for a furniture cleaner position. That's awesome. But now what?
Well, now it's time to prepare to wow them in that interview.
Right. We're diving deep today to help you totally ace those interview questions.
Exactly. We're going to walk you through how to really showcase yourself as the furniture whisperer they've been searching for.
I love that. And to guide us on this deep dive, we're using insights from RoleCatcher. Have you heard of it?
Oh, absolutely. RoleCatcher is a fantastic resource for anyone prepping for interviews. They've got these awesome AI-powered tools.
It's like having a secret weapon for your career, right?
100%. Their insights are especially helpful for figuring out how to answer those curveball questions.
Okay, so let's jump right into it. First question. Describe your experience cleaning furniture. Now, I might be tempted to just rattle off a list, like chairs, tables, sofas, but I have a feeling there's a better approach.
You're spot on there. It's
Uh,
not just about listing what you've cleaned, it's about how you talk about it.
Like, should I tell a story about my favorite piece I rescued from ruin?
Think of it this way. Imagine you're talking to a friend about restoring a piece of furniture. You wouldn't just say, oh yeah, I cleaned it. You'd be way more enthusiastic.
You'd be like, dude, you should see this armchair. It was a disaster, but I brought it back to life.
Exactly. RoleCatcher really emphasizes the importance of conveying your passion for this line of work. Show them that sparkle in your eye when you talk about bringing a piece back to its former glory.
Passion is key. Got it. Okay, so let's say they follow up with, how do you ensure furniture is properly cleaned and maintained? That sounds like they want a step-by-step breakdown.
It does, and that's a fantastic opportunity to shine. You can really impress them by outlining your system for ensuring everything is done right.
This reminds me of that guide RoleCatcher has on furniture care products. It's packed with useful info.
Oh yeah, that's a great resource.
Okay, so should I actually walk them through my process step by step? Like, first, I'd assess the material, then I'd select the right cleaner based on that.
Absolutely. And don't hesitate to get specific. Mention a few different materials and the care they require.
Like, you wouldn't use the same cleaner on a delicate antique chair as you would on a leather sofa.
Exactly. Show them you understand the nuances.
Mental notes. Mental notes. Okay, so we've covered experience and process. Now, what about those personality-focused questions, like, what qualities make a good furniture cleaner?
Ah, those can be a bit trickier.
Seriously.
Oh.
I'd probably just blurt out being good at cleaning
Huh.
and then want to disappear.
It happens. We've all been there. But this is where RoleCatcher's AI features can be incredibly useful. They actually have a tool that analyzes the job description and suggests relevant qualities to highlight.
Wait, really? How does that work?
It's pretty amazing. You just paste the job description into RoleCatcher and their AI does its magic. It identifies keywords and phrases to understand what the employer is looking for.
So it's basically like having a personalized cheat sheet for every interview. That's awesome. But just to get us started, what are some general qualities that are usually important for furniture cleaners?
Attention to detail is crucial, of course. You're dealing with different fabrics finishes, it's detail-oriented work. Then there's physical stamina because you're on your feet a lot moving furniture. Punctuality is key too. Showing up on time shows respect. And of course, you mentioned it earlier, knowledge of different furniture materials is essential.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, another question they might ask is, tell me about a time you faced a challenging situation while cleaning furniture and how you overcame it. I always draw blank on those.
The key is to have a specific anecdote ready. Something that showcases your problem-solving abilities and ideally had a positive outcome.
And it doesn't have to be some crazy dramatic story.
Not at all. In fact, RoleCatcher even provides an example profile in their career guide for inspiration.
Okay, good to know. Man, I'm starting to realize there's so much more to being a furniture cleaner than meets the eye.
There really is. It's a blend of skill knowledge and, honestly, a bit of artistry.
That's a great way to put it. So we've talked about experience, process, qualities, and even those tough challenge questions. But what about interacting with clients? I'm sure they'll ask about that.
Absolutely. Client communication is essential in any service industry.
For sure. So what are some key things I should emphasize when answering a question about client communication?
Active listening is huge, really making sure you understand their needs and concerns. It's also crucial to manage expectations up front about what's possible. And RoleCatcher actually links this to their Maintain Customer Service skill guide, which is another great resource.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. So being upfront about what's possible and what they can expect.
Exactly. And don't forget about keeping them updated on your progress, especially if it's a bigger job or involves a piece they really cherish.
Right. It builds trust and probably often leads to more business.
You got it. This conversation's making me want to brush up on my communication skills. And not just for furniture cleaning.
Right. It's a valuable skill no matter what you do.
Huh?
Okay, get ready for this one. How do you stay up to date with new cleaning techniques and equipment? That's a question that could really set you apart from other candidates. Okay, stay up to date with new cleaning techniques? Sounds kind of intimidating. Do I need to, like, subscribe to Furniture Cleaner monthly or something?
That's a great question. And I think a lot of people worry about that. You don't need to go overboard. It's more about showing you're invested in constantly learning and growing in your craft.
Okay, so how do you recommend someone demonstrate that? Like, how do you show that commitment to always learning new things?
Well, it's really about showcasing your initiative. Maybe you follow a blog that tests out new eco-friendly cleaning products. Or maybe there's an online forum where you're learning about caring for antique finishes.
Oh, you know what? I bet even those furniture restoration shows would give you some interesting tips and things to talk about in an interview.
Exactly. It's not always about formal training. Sometimes it's about those less conventional ways of learning and showing you're genuinely curious and always looking for ways to improve your skills.
It shows you're passionate about it, not just going through the motions.
Right. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, but I feel like there's one last question they might throw your way. Can you give me an example of a time you went above and beyond for a client?
Ah, yes, the above and beyond question. This is where you really get to shine. You can highlight your dedication to providing truly exceptional service.
Okay, so what are they really looking for here? Does it have to be some grand gesture?
Not at all. It's often the small things that make the biggest impact. Think back to a time you did something thoughtful or went the extra mile for a client, even if it wasn't technically part of the job description.
Like maybe you noticed a scratch on a table leg and you took the time to buff it out. Or you rearranged the furniture a little after you were done cleaning just to make it extra nice.
Those are fantastic examples. Or maybe you helped a client carry in groceries because you knew they were having a tough day. See, those are the things you remember.
Yeah.
Those little acts of kindness. Okay, so I'm feeling a lot more prepared. Now I'm starting to think like a furniture cleaner. But really, it all comes down to being passionate and truly caring about what you do.
You hit the nail on the head. Technical skills are important, of course, but clients also want someone who treats their belongings with respect and care, someone they can trust.
Like you said earlier, it's not just furniture. It's a piece of their story. Now, before we wrap up, I really want to circle back to RoleCatcher because I think we've only scratched the surface of how they can help people feel super prepared for these interviews.
Definitely. We mentioned their career guides and those cool AI features, but it's worth diving in a bit deeper.
Yes. That AI tool that analyzes job descriptions and helps you tailor your responses, I'm still blown away by that. Can we walk through that a bit more?
Sure. It's really impressive technology. Let's say you find a job posting online for a furniture cleaner. You copy the description and paste it right into RoleCatcher's AI tool.
Okay, I've fed it the job description. What happens next?
Their AI analyzes the text. It identifies those keywords and phrases that reveal what the employer is really looking for. For example, if the description mentions antique furniture multiple times, the AI is going to pick up on that and suggest you emphasize your experience with delicate materials and restoration techniques.
Wow, that's so smart. It's like having a personal assistant who highlights the most important points.
Exactly. And then once you've crafted your answers, you can actually practice them right there on the platform. You can even get feedback from the AI.
Feedback from AI. Tell me more.
It's like having a mock interview with a super insightful robot. You record yourself answering common interview questions, and RoleCatcher's AI will analyze everything. Your clarity, your use of keywords from the job description, even your tone of voice.
So it's not just what you say, but how you say it.
You got it. It's about presenting yourself in the best possible light. And RoleCatcher equips you with the tools to do just that. They even have a feature where you can compare your responses to those of other successful candidates.
Whoa. Okay, that's next level. I'm starting to think I could ace a furniture cleaner interview now. And I once accidentally shrunk a wool sweater in the wash.
We've all been there. But in all seriousness, these tools can be a game changer, especially for anyone who gets nervous or feels unsure about how to present themselves in an interview.
It's like having a career coach right in your pocket. So to everyone listening, if you're serious about landing that dream furniture cleaner job, head over to RoleCatcher. Let their AI be your secret weapon. I'm feeling super motivated now. Like I could go out and ace a furniture cleaner interview.
That's the spirit. And you know what's great?
What?
We've just scratched the surface today. There's even more to discover on RoleCatcher.
So true. So everyone listening, if you want to dive deeper, be sure to check them out.
It's free to sign up and explore everything they have to offer.
It's like having a career coach right in your pocket. Okay, but before we wrap up, let's recap some of those key takeaways, shall we?
Absolutely.
First things first, passion is key.
100%. Let that genuine enthusiasm shine through. When you're talking about your experience, your process, the whole 9 yards.
And don't be afraid to get specific.
Yeah.
Talk about those techniques, those products you'd use for different materials.
Show them you're the expert.
Exactly. Okay, another big one.
Client communication.
So important. Make sure you really highlight those skills. Active listening, managing expectations, providing updates.
It makes all the difference.
It really does. And at the end of the day, remember this. You're not just cleaning furniture.
You're preserving memories.
Creating beautiful spaces.
Exactly.
Wow, I love it. Well said. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive for today. Big thanks to RoleCatcher for giving us so much to think about.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, best of luck in your job search. Go out there and wow those interviewers. Till next time, happy cleaning.